This conference will now be recorded.
Today, let us go with the next part of Core Java, the last one, JDBC, very important one. Any projects we take, we make use of JDBC in that much important it is. So, what is this JDBC is? JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity. Java Database Connectivity means from our Java program, we can connect to the databases. So what is this JDBC is? JDBC is an API, means it's a library which comes with some set of classes and interfaces with some predefined methods. That's meaning of API. JDBC is an API which is used to connect to a database from a Java program. Like we write a Java program, in that we make use of JDBC API to connect to database. In order to connect to database. Right? So what we do, we write a Java program and we make use of JDBC API in order to connect to a database. Here, just we have to follow the steps. If you understand the steps, that completes our JDBC. So, the steps in JDBC. The first step is the JDBC API is present in a package, java.sql package. So we need to import it. Import java.sql package. The second step is whichever the database we are connecting, respective to the database, we need to load the driver class. So the second step is load the driver class. How to load the driver class is, as we are going to connect to MySQL database, so we are going to load the driver class of MySQL. How to do you see? Class start for name. We have to use a class. Class is a class belongs to java.lang package with a static method for name, and to this we need to pass the argument, that is com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. In this, driver is a dot class file. This driver is what? It's a dot class file, D capital dot class file present in com.mysql.cj.jdbc package. So this is our package name, smaller case letters. Package names are smaller case letters. So this driver is a class present in this package. Now, once we load the driver class respective to the database, the next step is establish the connection. Establish the connection. In order to establish the connection, we make use of the connection interface. We make use of connection interface present in java.sql package con equal to driver manager. It's a class present in SQL package with a static method get connection. With a static method get connection. And the argument what we pass here is JDBC colon MySQL. So from JDBC it goes to MySQL colon / localhost. So why we are writing localhost? Because we have installed MySQL database server in our local machine. That's the reason we are providing localhost colon 3306. Yesterday I mentioned, no, your MySQL server will be running in the port number 3306 / Java 05. This is the database name what we have created. Double quotes close, comma, username is root, password is root. That's it. In this, localhost is means it is a location of MySQL server. So you can give the either you can provide IP address or host name. If the server is present in other machine, we have to provide the IP address or computer name of MySQL server. Then 3306, this is the port number where MySQL server is running. Java 05, it is the database name what we have created. root is the username and root is the password. With these two steps, load the driver class, establish the connection. With these two steps, we get the connection to MySQL database. Right? So in order to connect to database, import SQL package, load the driver class. Respective to the database, we have to load the driver class and we have to establish the connection. If you want to connect to other databases, only these arguments will differ. The steps will remain same, only these arguments will differ, and we can easily get it from Google also. If you just say JDBC to Oracle, JDBC to SQL Server, the complete code will be given to us. We can just use that code. The next step is, the remaining steps are common for any database. Create a statement. Create a statement. In order to create statement, here we are going to use two interfaces. One is statement interface and one more prepared statement interface. Statement and prepared statement. When you go with the statement, we make use of the method create a statement method. When we go with the prepared statement, we make use of the method prepare statement method. Like example, when you say statement st1 equal to, by using con object, call the method create statement. If you go with the prepared statement st2 equal to, by using con object, call the method prepare statement. And here only we pass the SQL command which we want to execute. Select star from something like employee. In the case of statement, we did not pass any SQL command which you want to execute, whereas in prepared statement, we have given the SQL command which we want to execute. And the SQL command should go within double quotes. And what is this con? Your connection object here. Then more on this I'll discuss again. Then next step, execute the statement. Execute the statement. So in order to execute the statement, we make use of three methods. In order to execute statement, we make use of three methods. They are execute, execute update, and execute query. The difference between these methods is execute method returns boolean, execute update integer, execute update integer, execute query result set. It's an interface. It's execute query returns an object of result set. It's an interface. Now, in execute, we generally execute the commands like create, alter, drop, truncate, the DDL commands. In execute query, execute update, we execute the commands like insert, update, and delete, your DML commands. In execute query, select, DQL commands. Like example, if you say st1 dot execute query, we'll say select star from employee. If you go with st2 prepared statement, we simply say only execute query. Now see the difference between statement and prepared statement. In the case of statement, we did not pass any SQL command. We did not pass any SQL command while creating statement. We are passing SQL command while executing statement. Whereas in the case of prepared statement, we are passing the SQL command while creating statement only, while executing you are not passing. Now a small question. When we want to execute same SQL command, multiple times in the program, then which one do you suggest? Statement or prepared statement? Which one is preferred when you want to execute same command multiple times? We go with what? Prepared statement, right? Because only one time you give the command here, and while executing you need not pass the command again and again. If I go with statement, we have to type this command again and again. And one more difference is prepared statement is dynamic in nature. Means during runtime also we can pass values to the SQL command. Right? So more on this I'll discuss with the program. Then one more important interview question here. By using execute method, can we execute update command? The answer is yes. By using any methods here, execute or execute update or execute query, we can execute any SQL command, no problem. The command will get executed in the database. But the difference is, if I use execute method to execute update command, the records will get updated, no issues. But if I want to know how many records got updated, then it is not possible because it's written in Boolean here. That's the reason this division is like create table created, not created, altered not, dropped not, truncated not, yes, no, so Boolean. How many records inserted, how many records updated, how many records deleted, how many integer. Select, we get the list of records which is managed with result set object here. So what is the point here? We can use any method to execute the SQL command, but to manage the written type, we need to use the specific method. Remaining steps are simple. Close the statement. st1.close, st2.close. And final, close the connection. On.close. Right? So these are the 7 steps you can find in any JDBC program. Clear up to here, all of you? Any questions? Now let us understand this with the complete example code. So let us initially go with statement. JDBC statement demo. Now open Eclipse. Right click on project and say new class JDBC statement demo with main method. Now import SQL package. The second step is load the driver class. So load the driver class, how to do? Class.forName. ForName method throws class not found exception, and most of the methods in JDBC throws SQL exception. So keep the code in try and catch block. Keep the code in try and catch block. In this try block, load the driver class. Second step, how to load driver class? Class.forName. What is the argument? com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. Then establish the connection. Connection con equal to driver manager dot get connection. JDBC colon mysql colon // localhost colon 3306 / java 05. Our database name, username is root, password is root. Username is root, password is root. Right? So with these 2 steps, we get the connection to MySQL. So if these 2 steps executes properly, let us go with the message connected. Then do the closing operation, con.close. Let us run the program up to here and check whether we get the message connected or not. So if you are getting message connected means we have connected to MySQL database properly. Let me run this code. See, we are getting an exception class not found exception, it is unable to identify this class because this driver class is present in which package? com.mysql.cj.jdbc package, not java.sql package. So this is vendor specific. This class is vendor specific. Vendor means as we are connecting to MySQL, so MySQL is vendor here. Okay, so main vendor is Oracle. We have to say Oracle because it's MySQL is from Oracle. So we have to get this class from MySQL database. So how to get this class from MySQL database is, for that we need to download one file called as download mysql-connector-java 8.0.30.jar file. Any 8 version. Can go with any 8 version as we are having MySQL 8 installed on our system. So we need to download this jar file. How to download is, open search engine like Google, can say download mysql-connector-java 8.0.30.jar download. Or simply you can say MySQL connector, simply in search MySQL connector Java download. Let me show this in Google. Just search for MySQL connector Java download. You can use any link to download. I prefer to go with the Maven repository. So click here and choose the version. Choose the version. So here I'm any 8 version you can go. So this is the URL you can use to download the jar file. Even I'm providing URL. Directly you can open this URL. Okay. So in this URL, we can find a jar. You can find a link jar. If you click on this jar, the file will get downloaded. See here, it's downloading here. MySQL connector Java, it's downloaded. Okay. So you can see the file got downloaded. Just to go to the folder where the file has been downloaded. So it has been downloaded into my downloads folder. Just to copy this file and paste it in a location where I can get it very easily. So I want to keep it in our folder only, Java online file, Java programs. I'm pasting here because in future also I'm going to use this file. So let us keep this file in our folder. Okay, so just to download the jar file and keep it in a location where you can able to get it easily. It can be even in downloads folder, no problem at all. Then once we download this file, what we need to do is we need to add that jar file into the project like this. Right click on project and say build path. Right click on project, build path, configure build path, select the tab libraries, select class path, add external jars. Then where is our jar file located? C drive 2024 Java online file, our batch, Java programs. Just to go to the folder where the jar file is present, select the jar file and say open and click on apply and close. That's it. Now see, when we run, we get the message connected. So one time setting we need to do. So what is that? In order to connect to MySQL database from Java program, we need to set the class path, or even we call it as build path, to this jar file, into the project as follows. How to do is right click on my project, go to build path, configure build path, select tab libraries, select class path, click add external jars. Select the jar file from the folder. Click open. Click apply and close. So only one time process in your project. Only one time we need to add the jar files into the project. So these are third party jar files. So we need to add into the project, and these are the steps to add any jar files into the project. Then what is this jar? Jar means Java archive. Jar means Java archive, which is a collection of .class files in compressed format. Compressed format. So we create So we create zip files. We create zip files similar to zip files. We take some files and we make it as single zip file, compress it. Similar way, here also in your project, if you are having so many .class files and I want to share these .class files to some other people, then we make one jar file and share it. Okay. So collection of .class files only, we call it as jar. Then how to create jar file is, for example, I want to share all the .class files of my project in the form of jar file. So we have to create a jar file. How to create jar file? See, right click on my project and say export. Right click on my project and say export. Then go to Java. If you expand Java, you can see jar file. Say next. Specify location where you want to create jar file. So click on browse. I want to create on desktop and I'll go with the name myjar.jar. Extension what we give for jar file is .jar and say save. That's it. Click on finish. Say OK. Now see, on your desktop, you can find a jar file got created here. You can find a jar file got created. Now if you extract it, right click and say extract to a folder. WinRAR extract to my jar. Then the folder will get created. And if you open this folder, you can see all .class files of our projects here. Okay, so jar means simple, it's a collection of .class files in compressed format. Right? Clear up to here, all of you? Any questions? If you practice 1 or 2 times, you can easily remember this. You can easily remember these steps. Right? Compulsory, you need to practice it. And any issues if you are getting, please let me know. And even I'm giving 1 week time to you. I'm giving 1 week time to you to ensure that your system is installed with MySQL Server database and your JDBC program is connecting to MySQL. So after 1 week only, we'll be using these concepts once again. So before that, ensure that your system is ready with our connections properly. Now, let us go back to the program. Now we got the connected. Now let us go with the statements. So from this JDBC program, we want to create a table. So we'll say statement st equal to con.create statement. Now we want to create a table from this JDBC program. We'll say st.execute. What is the command to create table? Create table. I'll say books, book number int of 3, book name varchar of 10, then price float of 4. The SQL command should go within double quotes. So whatever the SQL commands we have learned in the last class, MySQL, that same commands we can go here. Then once it executes, go with the message table created. Do the closing operation st.close. Run the program. We are getting message say table created, and if you open MySQL in search for MySQL command line client. The password is root. Use Java 05, our database name. Then say DESC books. See, that table books has been created. Now if you say select star from books, it's saying empty set, means we did not insert any record into the table. Now let us insert the records. If you run this program again, see we get exception, that is table books already exist. I don't want to create table again, so keep this code in comments. Now let us insert the records. So we'll say st.execute update. What's the command to insert? Insert into books values 111, the name, then price. Can I simply say even 600. Right? So this goes to book number, this is our book name, and this is our price. Like that, let us insert some more records. To then hibernate 800. Then Angular 83. Just we are changing the data. Now go with the message, insert it. Now see, when we run, since b name is of type varchar, the value should go in single quotes. Now see, when we run, we get the message. Okay, data is too long. Okay, data is too long. Just I'll say spring. We have given the size as 10 only. Hibernate and Angular. Okay, simple. Now let us run. We get the message, insert it, and if you check your table, see, we are inserting 3 records here. Now let us go with update. Let us go with update. So we'll say int n equal to st.execute update books at price equal to 700. If you are not using where condition, all the records will get updated. In our example, how many records? 3 records. So 3 records will get updated, and that 3 will come and store into n variable. That's the reason to manage the return type, we go with specific methods. Now go with the message, n plus records updated. Now see the result, 3 records updated. And if you check your table, for all records, the price is now 700. Now delete. Int n equal to st.execute update, delete from books. If you are not using where condition, all the records will get deleted. So in our case, 3 records. So the value of n will be 3 here. So 3 records deleted. You can see here 3 records deleted. And if you check your table, now there are no records. Now let us insert the records again and comment this. So if you run, the records will get inserted again. And if you check your table, we are having 3 records in the table. Now let us go with the next one, very important one, select command. Getting the records from the table. So for that, result set rs equal to st.execute query, select star from books. Select star from books. So when you say select star from books, it's going to pull out the records from table, and that is connected to rs object. Now traverse this, iterate your rs. While rs.next, when you call the method rs.next, it's going to pull out the record from table. If it is able to get the record from table, returns true. Unable to get the record, returns false. Means this loop will get repeated until all the records gets completed. In our example, 3 times, as we are having 3 records in the table. Now print one record. rs dot get int of book number. So why get int? Because book number is of type integer. Then space between the values rs dot get a string of name. So I get string because of varchar. Then space rs dot get float of 3. You can even pass 3. 3 is column number, which is price. Either you can pass column names or you can even pass column number, and column number starts with 1, 2, 3. Now see, when we run, we get all the records onto your screen here. Clear? All these operations? We call these operations as CRUD operations. CRUD operations. So every Java developer should know how to do this CRUD operations. C means create, means insert command. R means read, select command. U means update, update command. D means delete, delete command. Every programmer should know how to do this CRUD operations. Right? Any questions, anyone up to here? No. Let us go with the next one, prepared statement. Prepared statement interface. If the same SQL command is executed multiple times in the program, then it is suggested to use prepared statement. One more use is prepared statement is dynamic, means during runtime we can pass values to the SQL command. So we can even manage runtime data. Let us understand this with the program JDBC prepared statement demo. Right click on project and it's a new class, JDBC prepared statement demo. In this program, we want to accept the book details from user, book number, book name and price from user, the dynamic data, and these details we want to insert into table. Now, so for that we need to use scanner class. So say here import java.util package, import java.sql package. In the main method, create object of scanner, connect to keyboard, then go with the message, enter book number, say int bny equal to s dot next field, enter book name, b name equal to s dot next, enter book price, dot price equal to s dot next float. So we have accepted the input from user. These values we want to insert into table. So go with the connection, go with the try block. Now load the driver class. How to load driver class? Class dot for name, home dot mysql dot cg dot jdbc dot driver. Establish the connection equal to driver manager dot get connection jdbc colon mysql colon slash slash localhost colon 3306 slash java 05 our database name, username is root, password is root. With these two steps we get the connection to MySQL. So do we need to remember this code? Means it's compulsory for at least minimum one database we should remember JDBC code. So we'll be keep on typing so many times. So automatically we'll remember this. Yeah. Now once we get the connection, go with the statement, prepared statement st equal to con.prepare statement. What's the command to insert? Insert into books values. We go with question marks. Now before we run this insert command, we have to replace the values in the respective question marks like this. st dot set int 1 comma bno means first question mark we have to replace with our bno variable value. So why set int? Because this book number is of type integer. Similar way, st dot set string 2 comma bname. Why set string? Varchar. Bname is of type string. Second question mark with bname and third question mark set float. Why set float? Because of float 3 comma price. That's it. These question marks are replaced with our Java variables now, bno, bname and price, dynamic data. Now call the method st.execute update and go with the message, insert it and st.close on.close. That's it. Now see, when we run, it will ask for book number 444, book name HTML, book price some 400. It's inserted, and if you check your table, you can see one more record got inserted into the table. Now, we are having other syntax to go with prepared statement. Prepared statement st equal to con.prepare statement, insert into books values. Instead of question marks, I can even replace Java variable directly in SQL command. How to replace Java variable in SQL command is the syntax is double quote plus the variable name book number plus double quote. So whenever you want to replace Java variable in SQL command, the syntax is double quote plus variable name plus double quote. Then second, single quote double quote plus bname plus double quote single quote. Why single quote? Varchar string. Third one, price double quote plus price plus double quote. That's it. So instead of going with question mark setting, we can even pass even directly Java variables. Now call the method st.execute update and go with the message inserted. So when we run, class for book number, book name and book price. We are getting message inserted, and if you check your table, one more record got inserted into table. So these two records, we have accepted data from user during runtime, and we are inserting these values into the table. Okay, so many examples, so many real-time examples we are going to see in future when we come to advanced part. Okay, clear up here? Any questions? No. Let us suppose if you get an exception, in try block, will the closing operation happens now? No. So the point is, even exception occurs or does not occur, I want to do the closing operation compulsory. Then what we need to do? We need to keep this closing operations in finally block. Keep the closing operations in finally block. Now even exception occurs or does not occur, the closing will happen compulsory. But we are getting error because we have declared this con object and statement inside try block. So we can use only within try block. So if I want to use this statement object and connection object complete main method, declare outside here like this. Statement st equal to null, connection con equal to null. And you need not declare once again here. And remove this. Okay, prepared statement. Now Still we are getting error because close method throws SQL exception. So you can add the throws declaration. To the main method, you can add this throws declaration. So this is suggested way of writing the codes here. Got it? Pairing the next one, final one, transaction management in JDBC. So for this, we go with the methods set auto commit, commit, and rollback. These three methods we call them as transaction methods, transaction management methods in JDBC. So set auto commit, and rollback. So how to use these methods is here once we get the connection, after all transactions are completed properly, then only we want to commit. Then how to say now? First initially we had to say con dot set auto commit as false. Initially what we do, by default in JDBC, the commit operation will be true. So we have to set this auto commit as false. Once all transactions are completed properly, then we commit here. Con dot commit here. Then if any issues are coming, then we are going to say in catch block con dot rollback. That's it. Con dot rollback. So if all transactions are done properly in try block, finally we are going to commit our transactions. If any exception occurs, we are going to roll back by using con dot rollback. So first after getting connection, we have to call this method. Then at the once all transactions are over, we have to say commit, and in catch block we have to say rollback. Okay. So these are the ways to use this transaction methods. Right. With this we complete our JDBC. Very important. Please practice. And next class Monday, we go with the next part of our course, web technologies, where I'm going to start off with HTML initially. Right. Thank you all. Thank you.